There's something that sort of has become a reoccurring theme that I've picked up on, Steve. You look at Lance Lynn's final line: 6 innings pitched, gives up 7 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts. Granted, 2 of those hits left the yard. For all intents and purposes, you're looking at that line and going, okay, he settled in. This was good enough. Got the job done. It was a good start for Lance Lynn. On paper, it is. 3 runs should be, it's not great, but they're giving up 3 runs each time. You're going to have a 3 ERA, which is pretty good in today's game of baseball to be a starting pitcher and go, 6 innings, give up only 3 runs. I think that's fair. But we see this time in and time out. It's Lucas Giolito's start. There's this bad inning, and he goes on cruise control afterwards. You used to see this with Dylan Cease a fuck ton before he really figured it out. We see it now with Lance Lynn. We're starting to see this sort of repeat itself where we look at the ball game, we look at the pitcher, we see this bad inning, and then they wind up with a final line that looks pretty decent. I'm tired of doing that. It's so frustrating because you just can't have these mistakes happen over and over and over again and lose ball games like this and develop a pattern like that. It's so fucking frustrating to watch.
It is very frustrating. This is one of the hallmarks of this team, and it kind of has been for a couple years now at this point. And one of the other hallmarks, unfortunately, of them is that when they go out and when they get a lead, they give it right back. At some point, somebody's got to go out there and be a stopper and say, hey, boys, you gave me the lead. I'm going to go out there and, to quote the immortal head coach at South Suburban College, Steve Ruzich, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to pitch the lead, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to shove it up your fucking ass, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Somebody's got to be that guy.
Are they lacking killer mentality right now, Steve?
100%. Yes. That it was evident. Like I said, it all comes back to me. This game was lost in the top of the first inning. You can sit there and you can nitpick that all you want. The fact that they only put 2 runs on that board, they left 2 guys in scoring position with nobody out. That was it right there.
And what did we see? Lopez went on absolute cruise control for the remainder of the game.
And I tweeted about this. From the moment that ball landed, when Andrew Vaughn hit the 2-run double, the plate appearances were absolute trash. They had no semblance of approach whatsoever.
You're right. And you texted me about this during the game. Nobody was working counts. It was just, it was a quick baseball game.
They're just going up there flailing at everything. It's like they had no scouting report whatsoever. They just went up there and were in hack mode. We're just going to go out there as long as the ball, makes it 55 feet in the air, we're swinging at it. Granted, Lopez did dial in after that first inning right there, so he obviously gets some credit for this, but the plate approach was just atrocious, for lack of a better term here. And this has unfortunately been a problem for this team for far too long. And we keep hoping and we keep thinking that maybe, this is when it's going to turn around. But honestly, I
would say the plate approach this year is very Jekyll and Hyde.
I think
there's been some innings where I've been very impressed with the White Sox plate approach comparative to last year specifically. And then there's other innings where I'm saying, this is the exact same fucking thing I've watched over and over again. Why are we doing this?
To me, I think it's a little misleading in the sense that I think coming into today, they had, I want to say as a team, maybe like a 345, 350 batting average on balls in play, which I think was second or third in all of baseball to this point. And, there's a lot of singles. Like you go back and you look at their box scores through these first 11 games here, or 12 games now. There's a lot of singles in there. They'll have 10, 11 hits. 8 of them are singles, so, and a lot of those are coming first or second pitch of an at bat. again, to me, I think that's what really separates them from teams that are truly contenders out there in the American League, like Houston, like the Yankees, the Rays. Those are teams that consistently work at bats and work counts. Um, that's how you ultimately force pitchers into making mistakes more prevalently. And you see this on a number of occasions here with the opposition of Sox pitchers here. You look at Lance Lynn threw almost 30 pitches in that first inning. We've seen
Lucas
countless.
Giolito the other day.
Right. Dylan Cease has been a victim of this. Clevenger, everybody has been a victim of this. How many times have we already gone out there this year and seen a Sox pitcher have a 20 to 25 pitch inning?
It's far too often.
A lot. And then meanwhile, then the Sox, they get in the batter's box, 8 pitches. Before you can even get back from your fridge, the inning's over and they're already back at commercial.
Yeah, that's why I've been watching some of these games in the garage, Steve, because I'm closer to the beer fridge. It's too long to walk upstairs from the basement or even from my family room, grab a beer and get back and actually see the White Sox bat. I'm so frustrated with the fact that you're dead on. It's been the exact reverse. Why can't Sox pitchers go 7 innings in these ball games? It's because of that 20, 25, 30 sometimes pitch inning. Sure, it's great for the strikeout numbers, and I wonder if this is an actual offensive approach, knowing when you're going up against a guy like Dylan Cease or Lucas Giolito. Just let him pitch. Just continue to let him pitch. If you strike out, that's fine, but at least you're seeing 3, 4, sometimes 5 pitches per at bat. And you're right, our plate approach has consistently been, and there's a couple of guys in this lineup in particular, and I'm sure if you're listening to this show, you know exactly who they are, and Steve, you know exactly who they are as well, and it's one of the reasons we talked about the lineup construction at the top of this thing prior to the Tim Anderson injury, that we consistently see opposing starters sort of cruise through the first time and sometimes the second time through the order and only be at 40, 50 pitches versus any of our starters who seem to be somewhere near the 60, 70 mark sometimes, but we're through the fourth. It's annoying. It's annoying as hell.